Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Dean and today I'm here with you for another yarn talk video. And as always, we can't talk yarn without me having my favorite mug of tea. And today this is just a classic Earl Grey tea, though it is a Chinese Earl Grey tea, so it does have a slight little hint of green tea on top of the black tea. Yeah, quite ever so nice. A little bit of jasmine flower as well. Wonderful Earl Grey. Yeah, this past week has been a week off. I finished one project, which is a gift, and then next to that, it's mainly been a week of frogging. Yeah, not happy. Progress, therefore, henceforth, has not been as quick as I have wanted to. The progress of using up my yarn has also stalled a little bit because obviously I've been frogging some work. I had to redo that work. That doesn't really consume yarn. But yeah, let's dive into it. The project I finished is a headband, which is the headband based on the anemone headband from Drops Design, which is basically a star stitch worked in the round. I did use the Julia yarns from Ceylon. This is what I have left of that full skein. And the end result is here. A headband, a little bit wider than the other headbands in the sense of the height, but it's only by maybe a few millimeters. I didn't feel that it was otherwise high enough. Size-wise, it should be fitting. I did test it out. The recipient of this is my mom-in-law because she wanted a headband that would match her jacket when she saw that I made some other headbands, and this was basically the yarn I had in the most complementary color. So she will be getting this from me as a gift. Basically, so she can keep her ears warm when she goes outside somewhere here during the winter days. And this is the back side. You can ever so slightly see where it started and finished, but generally it's just worked in the round and it's far more invisible compared to working them back and forth and then sewing them together. I used a bit more than 40 grams, so a bit less than half the skein for this. So I could theoretically make one more, or I don't know what, but I do have another leftover of this color. I don't know if I'll be making a hat from it or if I will make headbands or what I will do. I will put it in my stash because this doesn't really count as consumed because obviously there's more than enough skein left. So I'm not yet allowed to take that label and put that to the consumed labels part. But yeah, it's a project finished, so happy me. Then we are at the Fleur blanket, the Fleur Mosiac blanket, and that's been standing still for a few weeks over Christmas. And then what I did was I finished up round 71. Well, almost finished up round 71. I got to making ready for around 72, and then I realized I'd make a mistake. And I made the mistake in every corner because it was a single crochet corner and then double crochets. And I did a double crochet corner on all 4 corners. So guess what? I had to frog whole of round 71 and redo it. So that is what I've done on the Fleur since last yarn talk. I also throw my crochet hook on the floor now, but I finished up round 71. So first I finished up round 71, I frogged it all back, and then I finished round 71 again. Hallelujah. I definitely know how to do around 71 now. So as you can see, and it's slightly so difficult to see here on camera, but there is a single crochet corner up here, and that's in every corner because that is the correct way of doing. The next color we are going to go through with around is the cream for round 72. And yeah, that's basically how we are looking, and you can't even see the whole project anymore. So if we can do like this, that should include the center. Progress, yes. How much progress will I make until we meet again next time? I don't know. I am going to be busy next week because I will have visitors, which is amazing. My parents are coming along for a little vacation. So next week, I'm not sure how much I will actually get time to crochet. But there won't be a yarn talk video on Friday for obvious reasons. Yeah. Happy with the progress, I guess, because I finished a round. Not so happy I had to frock it, and that did cost me some time, because I think right now it takes me probably 2 hours, if not more, to do a round. So it every time you make mistakes, it feels like wasted work. But at the same time, it's not wasted because we did learn something. I learned to pay attention, but the thing is, twice this week I had to frock. Twice. Then we have the Firefly Sweater, and I'm not super happy here either, to be honest. Why? Is because it's on the tighter end. And yeah, so I did sew together / crochet together the 2 shoulder pieces, and the next bit you're supposed to do, and actually it does suggest that you do the sides first before the shoulders, but I don't think that matters really a lot. I do have the negative side on the outer edge here. I know it doesn't matter for this purpose, because the thing is, I'm supposed then to do the 2 lines together. And looking on the fit right now, I have the feeling that it's smaller than I am. And I swatched and everything, but maybe it's also fair to say, since I swatched, since I bought the yarn, since I swatched, since I started on the project, we are so far further down the line, I also gained a little weight. And I have 2 options right now, I think. I could frock it, but that's the last option, because frocking it is a pain in the rear end, because this is not a yarn that's frock friendly. So frocking isn't an option. So that leaves me with 2 options. Option 1, I put this back in the back burner. I did stretch it by blocking it, and it looked fine just laying there. Or option 2, so like I just put it on the back burner a bit, try to lose some weight, which I really want to do. Or I work it up and try to finish it. And if I don't like it, I'll give it away or sell it, depending on what I think seems to be better. I don't know. I just could also be as fine as a vest. I don't know. I might try to sew those sides together, like halfway, because if I read at the pattern, then, oh, it's not even down on the back side. No wonder it sits funky. That was better. Funny, I didn't feel that. But if I take them and sew them together, it's still like a really tight fit. I even still have a stitch marker sitting here. It's still like a really tight fit. So it's not really optimal for what I wanted it to be. But I could try to do it. But if I follow the pattern, I just don't have enough room to put my arms through. So the pattern I can't follow. So it could be that I try to sew it together and then see what I should do. I don't know. If I don't end up finishing it up, I can still keep the yarns I have left for other projects. I don't know right now, to be honest. It is nice and warm though. I do feel this warmth on my back right now, so that's nice. That's a good thing. But the fit is not 100% as intended. So I could put it in a bag and just park it for now, which is something I'm pretty tempted of doing. Though it's just gonna be one of these many ongoing whips. And I will eventually have a pile, whip more. Will it be, or mount whip more eventually? VIP, work in progress. I tend to like to try to finish up things. But I have a feeling this might need to wait for a bit. Just because somehow it's not exactly turning out as expected. But now it's sewn together on top, so you can see how that looks. And based on this, I should be fine. But it's tight. It's slightly tight. Thoughts? Should I just gamble and try to sew it together best possible and see if I can make it fit? Or should I just maybe put it back in a bag for, I don't know, half a year and then bring it back forth? And of course, those yarns that I'm using for it, I will bag and pack as well and just say, that's it. Let me know, comments down below, what would you do in this situation? I'm happy to hear it. Right now, we are parking it for a bit. That's just how it's gonna be. It's going to be parked for a little bit until I make a decision. But I'm keen to hear your thoughts on it. Comments down below. That was the Firefly Sweater. So we have gone through the Fleur, designed by Anke Wintermans. Gorgeous, frocking, yes. Then the next project, I frocked too. Actually, I frocked that on Wednesdays, live. After I finished the headband, and that was a painful thing to do. I even had viewers saying, I can't watch this. I really didn't like watching it either. I frocked 20 plus rows back on my CeylonTea Shawl because I had forgotten a chain too. I know. Right now it was not super visible, but once blocked it would definitely be visible, especially for the known eye, right? Like, I didn't double check it for some reason. And normally I double check all the rows to make sure, yes, everything is there. I don't need to frock it. Perfect. I don't know what happened. So I frocked it. As you can see, we are kind of wound up. And I finished up the wrong row. Plus I added redid the neck following 2 rows. So CeylonTea Shawl, my friends, is back into this shape. And yeah. 3.25mm crochet hook is what I'm using, a D hook. The colorway is Ombre, colorway 8 from the Linda Hobby Soft Cake. And yeah, frocking back 20 rows really hurt. But I'd rather have a finished project where I know there isn't a fault than a project where I was in doubt. And I was debating at least half an hour with myself Tuesday evening when I realized, should I frog this or can I ignore it? And since it kept being bugging me, I was like, I have to frog it. So yeah, I did. That was a lot of work. That was painful. I frogged it. I'm happy with the decision now that I did it, but it was really probably the most difficult decision I've done in a very, very long time. But yes, I did frog it. I did frog it. So there's that. It's the cake itself is 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, 250 grams, so 8.8 ounces to 1,000 meters or 1,093 yards. Again, Linda Hobby soft cake. Looking forward for the finished project, but it will take a little bit longer than first anticipated because, well, I've worked 20 plus rows. It was painful. It was really painful. If you do want to watch / rewatch that frocking, just because, you know, sometimes it's nice to know that other people can also make mistakes and you don't feel alone. And if you need any of this comfort, you know, rewatch that live from Wednesday. I'll see if I can somehow link to that video, either in the description box down below or at the end or something like that. But in any case, yeah, if you feel like watching that so you don't feel totally alone, it's about halfway in, or about an hour and a half in or so, but that helps you to not feel alone in case you're sitting in a situation like that. Good. The diamond bag is a bag that I started. I'm unsure if I had started it already for last Yarn Talk or if I had just told you I would start on it. I have to be totally honest and say I do not remember if I had started it or if I only talked about starting it. But it is made in the Scheepjes Linen Soft, in the colorway Heron. Heron is this kind of off-white yarn, and the Linen Soft is 27% linen, 47% cotton, and 26% acrylic. Yeah, and I think we are doing well actually. I've done the first almost 2 repeats of the pattern. This is the beginning part of the bag. What you want to do is to repeat this pattern 3 times. So we are getting closer. I need 3 more rows, and the full pattern is repeat for the 2nd time. I need to do that a 3rd time, and then I'll have a look at it and look at the pattern and see if there is like how it looks overall. This is the bottom of it, for those that's curious. But yeah, so it's just becoming into this sort of tote bag. And so far I like it. It's nice, it's simple, and it's actually a drops pattern that is readable. You do need a little bit knowledge to make all logic ends meet, but it's working up nicely, and I think it's a nice yarn for this project, because it's not, while it says it's linen soft, it doesn't feel super soft. It seems like a good choice. I'm happy with how that progress is going, and that is probably one of the next projects that I will finish up. Based, unless something else comes along the line, of course. Because in the end, I do have all these projects popping in sometimes. Like, you know, the headband I suddenly decided on making. Meanwhile, there is time for a new project. And That's because I finished up the Spearmint Poncho last time. And I still have some drops yarns laying where I had planned projects for in my drops project crate. And I hosted a poll on my community tab last week. It was started, and so far the polls are running nicely. So let's have a look at the poll numbers. Unsure how well it will show here on camera. I will try to either put it up here, or if not, it will be replaced here on the screen. At the recording of this video, I had 14 votes as to what project to do next. As you can see here, 50% of the votes went to the Butterfly Migration Poncho by Drops Design. We had 29% of the votes going to the Sweet Caress Cowl, 14% to the Water Pearl Shawl, and then 7% to the Capellina Bucket Hat. So that speaks pretty much for itself. It's very strong and clear here. I will be making the Butterfly Migration Poncho, so another poncho on the go. And I already found the yarns, which I nicely backed up when I sorted my stash this spring. So we have a nice little bag here of that yarn. And it's the Cotton Light that I will be using. And the Cotton Light is a 50% cotton and 50% cotton, 50% polyester. It's a yarn group B, which basically means it's not the thinnest yarn that they have from Drops. It's like just amount thicker. They recommend 4mm needles. They say it's a 50-gram ball, so a 1.75 ounces to 105 meters, which is about 115 yards. And it's soft. Like you can feel there is polyester with this cotton, and that makes it a bit softer. I have 10 of these, which means that I can make a size large to size extra large. And that is what I will be making. And then I hope I'll fit it, I guess. And if not, then c'est la vie. That's the project I will be making, and a project I will be starting on. I'm looking forward for it. It feels really, really nice. The Cotton Light. 10 balls of these to make a nice project. So I will be starting on the Butterfly Migration Poncho in the drop yarn here, in the Drops Cotton Light. And then I will see you in 2 weeks time for the next yarn talk video. But before then, I will definitely see you around again along the YouTube streets somewhere. So from here on out, I'm going to say take care and happy crafting until I see you again. Bye.